Hello everyone and welcome. Today's date is Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. I'm your host Nick and welcome to Living in My Car. Today in Nick's vlog, I'm here in sunny San Diego. Well, it's sunny right now at least, as you can see, but there are clouds and all that here. And there's more clouds moving in from the north yet again. Yes, it did rain overnight. It rained all day, most of the day yesterday. And I got wet, and what can you do? I had to put my tarp out, and that's when you get wet. Anyway, it was wet this morning. The tarp weighed like 20 extra pounds of water all over it. But at least it wasn't actively raining at the moment. It hasn't rained since 7 this morning when I took my tarp off, so that's good. Anyway, here living in my car. Now, today's Tuesday, so Tuesday and Wednesday, the library, it's a late days. They won't be open until 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So I have about another hour before the library opens. So, trying to putz around, that's all I do, but putz around until it's time. I'm up here by Balboa and 805 over that way. So, it's fairly nice at the moment. You know, it is winter, but I'm here in a t-shirt and I'm okay at the moment. As long as it doesn't rain, hopefully it warms up a little bit more. It's supposed to, well, we'll see. But I don't like these clouds. Another storm. I mean, it's pretty rare that it doesn't just pour rain. I don't know what they mean by sunny San Diego. It's a joke. Sun but rain San Diego. It's like living in London or something. It's cold, rainy, windy, horrid. Horrible. Oh boy, and the cusp of an ice age. Yeah, that's why I said ice age. Not global warming. Get your heads out of your rear ends, people. It's not anything to do with global warming. It has to do with an ice age. And whether that's a full ice age, wiping out all life on this earth, or whether it's a partial one, in which case the life will still continue, but it'll be more limited. The areas you can be in, that'll be temperate areas. And the Earth's had many ice ages in 4.5 billion years of its life. It's had thousands of ice ages, both full and partial. But each time that life's been extinguished, life has arisen again on this planet. So we'll see. No, we're not going to make it. This is an ice age. It's just we don't know. There's nothing that I know of. Whether it's going to be a full, we don't know. A full ice age or a partial ice age. We don't know which. And we don't know if man had anything to contribute towards this happening. I call it a rebooting of the planet. For lack of another phrase, it's rebooting of the planet. Whether it's a partial reboot or a full reboot, no one seems to know yet. Now, I am starting to hear some talk about the Earth getting cold. Very cold. Resembling dwarf planet Pluto. Actually, that cold. Frigid. Extinguishing all life. So, next time you hear of a polar bear and an ice cube, remember, ice cube, it's going to be an ice sheet all the way to about Lubbock, Texas. Yeah, the panhandle. Southern part of the panhandle, by the way. And then it'll get more temperate as you go further south, towards the equator. But that's in time to come. I mean, ice ages, they take a long time. It's a long time. Whether it's a partial or a full one is another story, but each one does take time. And in the meantime, it's horrible. The planet's unstable, the weather's unstable, it's cold where it shouldn't be, it's pouring rain where it shouldn't. Deserts are getting rain like you wouldn't believe. Everything's getting rain. The reason why they're called deserts, it doesn't rain. Oh, bollocks. It does nothing but rains. Rains and it's cold. Hardly a desert, but that's what it is now. Life on a planet that's going through an ice age, I guess you call that. Well, we'll have to wait and see as time goes on. And of course, these meteorologists, they know where their side their bread's buttered on, so they're going to joke the line and say, oh, it's global warming, global warming, global warming. You know, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at geology, you take a core sample of the Earth, then you see, oh, whoa, we got a 100-foot core sample here. We see that about 3 billion years ago, we got real cold. So cold, it was like planet Pluto. There was no air to breathe. The air would have froze. That cold. Cold. Air freezes. It doesn't come back until it warms back up. But each time the earth does warm back up, and each time life reappears on the planet. So we'll wait and see. As time goes on, we'll hear more and more about this ice age that's occurring. And of course, there'll be those that'll jump on the bandwagon and say, man, it's something to do with it. Collect your bottles, give the money to me, and I'll set you free. I'll save the planet. Of course, no one's going to ask because it's all staged. No one's going to ask these people, well, how exactly are you going to save the planet? How exactly are you going to do this? I mean, since you want all this money, I mean, to the end, these people want your money. These people, they don't care. They don't look at it, well, you know what? There's not going to be anyone to boss, and unless we're in a mine shaft that's extremely deep, we're going to die too. And we better have enough food for millions of years. We better have enough electricity for millions of years. And yes, all that could be done, but, you know, they've had time to do this, and maybe that's partly what they're doing, these rich people, super elite rich. Maybe that's what indeed they're doing. I don't know. But I know I would want to be doing it. Since there doesn't seem to be another planet to jump to, I would suggest possibly real deep, like a mile deep into the earth. That deep. And just sit real quiet. And have enough food and enough air and enough electricity to get by until the ice age ends. Which could be many millions and millions of years. Yeah, man's only been around about 1 million years, give or take a little bit of time. Around 1 million years, so we're talking many millions of years. So, who knows if we'll even be around, who knows? Who knows how long this ice age is? Is it a full one? Is it a partial one? We don't know that. No one's saying it. If we do know, no one's saying a word. You know, they're too busy talking about hysterical things, crazy things like a flat earth or whatever. They're talking about anything that doesn't matter. Issues of little or no consequence whatsoever. That's all we've ever been told. It's all that's ever in our news all over the earth. It doesn't matter. Everything's staged. Our news is staged. Everything is staged. You know? Everything is staged. So when you get someone up there and they want to talk about the planet heating up, even though it's about 40 degrees cooler than what it should be, is pouring rain, they're going to hear all this talk about the planet's heating up, and then they quote news reporters, quote, who are actually hand-picked individuals that are hand-picked by the White House to ask questions to the president and their staff, whoever that staff may be, and whoever the president may be. They're picked. So they ask the, quote, questions that are already pre-written out on a card by the White House and handed to certain individuals. And those individuals will then be called by whoever, the president on down, will be called at the White House. Oh, ask me questions, ma'am. Ask me that question. Oh, okay, never mind. It's questions on a card that was written by someone in the White House. We won't pay attention to that. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter that at all. Since Kennedy was killed by what we're told Lee Harvey Oswald did it, which we know he didn't. But anyway, we know that a bullet could not have come from the rear and the head goes back to the rear. The head went back to the rear because the body in motion stays in motion. That's how we know where the planets are. That's how we know where planets are around the stars. That's how we know where the stars are going to be. Because the body in motion stays in motion until something stops it. When the president's head went back, it's because a bullet came from the front. So anyway, when we get asked a question about, oh, the planet's heating up, you get a reporter. Well, they're given a question to ask on a card. Oh, okay. Well, ma'am, is it true we're heating up? Ma'am will answer, oh, yes, we're heating up. In Borneo, it's unbelievable how hot it is in Borneo. Of course, anyone in Borneo, they're being told, well, in Moscow, you won't believe how hot it is in Moscow. Now, if the person lives in Moscow, what are they being told? Oh, in Siberia, you wouldn't believe how hot it is over in Siberia. Oh, but if you're in Siberia, they say, oh, well, you wouldn't believe how hot it is in Beijing, China. Oh, it's unbearable. If you're in Beijing, China, they say, oh, you won't believe how hot it is over there in Hawaii. Now, if you're in Hawaii, they go on to talk about San Diego, but if you're in San Diego, they talk about how hot it is over there in London. It just never ends. It never ends, and nobody's going to call it out to question. Yet we are here. We are talking about it. There is talk about it. I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one that sees this. It says, hey, wait a minute, it's cold. It's cold, it's raining, it shouldn't be, but it is. And it's not a freak, it's a day in, day out occurrence. This is the freak where it's actually sunny, but there's mean looking clouds all around. And it's sunny and it's warmer, more like it should be for this time of year at the moment. But I don't think that moment's going to last more than a few more hours. I have a feeling it's going to change drastically to cold and rain. That's my prediction for weather. I mean, weatherman. What is a weatherman? That's someone that goes outside and says, oh, well, today's weather is, and they went outside. Now, if they want to predict what the weather's going to be in about 30 minutes, they go up on the roof. They have the degree from the same university that the guy at Starbucks that pours a barista that makes your coffee. They have a degree, too, at FUD. They have a FUD from the same university. They go get their FUDs from the university, pay some money, a bunch of money, and they give you a FUD. That's what it is. It's meaningless. It's totally meaningless. It means nothing. You want to know about weather, you go to a climatologist, you go to a geologist. You definitely do not go to a weatherman. If you want to know what the weather is, just step outside. I'm outside right now, and yeah, it's kind of warm. I say it's about 58 degrees right now and sunny, although there's mean clouds all around. Mean coming out of the north, which means it's colder. Currently, it will be colder because it's coming from Canada. It's coming from the North Pole. It's coming from the north. So, there, I guess I have a FUD too. Now I have my FUD. Doesn't help me much. I'm still living in my car and I'm broke. But I have my FUD. I'll just print one out, but I'm at the library or something. I'll just print up a FUD. Yeah, a FUD is a PhD. It's called a FUD. You get a FUD that way. Now, some FUDs are actually PhDs. Like climatologists, geography, geologists. Those are PhDs. But when we talk about weather, making coffee, come on, those are FUDs. They're a joke. They're a total joke. The weathermen are a joke. I know I have one that's from the Weather Channel here in America, and I stay friends with him. He lives up in Buffalo, New York. He knows who he is. And that's cool, but he'll tell you about global warming. He knows what side his bread is buttered on. And we're going to hear all this nonsense about the globe, planets heating up. We're going to be as hot as Mercury, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be as hot as Venus, which is about 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead, which means that the components that are soldered onto a board, onto a ship, would melt. The lead would melt, making the components useless. They wouldn't be connected anymore. That's why the instruments on the Vegas 1 and 2 from Russia back in the 70s, they went to Mars, they went to Venus, the planet Venus. That's closer to Mars, by the way. They went to Venus, and one only lasted like 18 minutes, one lasted like 23 minutes. And that was it, because once you get that hot, it melts lead. That's it, man. Nothing's connected anymore. The components are no longer connected, that they don't stop working. Yeah, things still there, but it doesn't work. And besides the radio astronomy, you can find out exactly the same thing as a probe and lands, and without spending anything but a few pennies. That's an interesting updraft cloud over there. You can see it out there. I believe it's in my camera. It's interesting. It's an updraft that causes that. That's where the air hits the ground, but goes up, back up. It takes a cloud, deforms it, and makes it push up, kind of like a mushroom cloud. Kind of like that. It goes up. You see the stem. It's going up right now. That's how it is. You see them every now and then here. Of course, I'm on a mountain. That's all there is mountains here. And it's kind of cars listing to one side here in the parking lot. They all are. It's because it's the way the mountain is. Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for giving me your time. Don't forget to hit that like or dislike button on mine or anyone else's video. It's located at the bottom of the video. And I'll talk to you guys, your folks, again real soon. I'll talk to you. Don't forget to check out, do Google search or whatever for Living in My Car, Irish Traveler. We're nomadic people. We do get around. We live in our vehicles and that. And wish everyone the very best. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.